Alright guys, so I'm here at the park with the cool looking brushless JJRC X1. Now this one, I think this is JJRC's first brushless intro into the market. I did a unboxing and inspection and setup video on this one, and now we're going to do the park flight here, see how this thing does. So I would recommend having like a little level platform with this one. It looks like when you do turn it on, it tries to reset the accelerometer possibly. So I would definitely have a level surface. I just level this with my cell phone, little leveling app, and make sure it's level. Power on the controller. Okay, so this one has an interesting arming sequence. You put both sticks to the bottom left and right. You hear that double beep, and then with the left stick go right, left, right. Okay, props start to spin. Now this is brushless, so this should be kind of interesting. Should have some good power. So yeah, so super quiet. And we do have some wind coming from our front, about 5 miles per hour. So this is rate 1. Real docile in rate 1. You can see that maximum yaw is super slow. So the lift is really incredible. This thing is super quiet, and it seems like it's just so easy for it to get any kind of lift. See how fast that lift is. That's why I love brushless so much. So efficient, so quiet, so powerful. Anyway, let's try to go into rate 2 by clicking this top left button here. And we can see the pitch just drastically changed, and also the yaw changed a little bit faster. So I am noticing the yaw is a little bit slow. So in this one there is like a little bit of a delayed yaw. I'm also having a night flight video of this one. I'll have a card pop up so you can check that out as well. But anyway, just going to show you how the yaw is. If we tilt yaw hard left and right, you can see the delay here. So yaw, let me get down so you can see the whole thing. So yaw hard right and hard left again, you can see that little bit of a delay. I don't really like that. I guess it's easier for beginner flyers, but I like to have a little more precision in my yaw. The pitch and roll are super quick, instant response. You can see that. But the yaw is just a little bit delayed for some reason. Some quads have that. So I'm going to go into rate 3. Get a little close up of it. Definitely don't try this at home. Don't go this close to your face with a brushless, especially because they're so powerful. I'm just doing this for, you know, the review, and so you guys can see it flying up close. All right, so let's see how fast this thing is. Woo! Incredibly fast. And incredibly quiet. A little hard to see the lights. Can't really see the lights until you're almost directly below it. So daytime light viewing is pretty much non-existent. You'll see in the night flight how it looks. Okay, so the wind is definitely going to affect this one a little bit. So I have that wind, you can probably hear it in the mic coming at me from my front right now. And you can see how it's affecting the craft. I'm going to go ahead and let off the sticks. So it will push it. And you can feel it when you're pitching a lot. I think it's just the propellers are so big that it's scooping up the wind. But I mean, look how fast this thing, look how far it pitches. I'm going to pitch fully forward right now. Full acceleration going into the wind. This thing is definitely a really good sport flyer. If you're looking at something that's around $100 for a brushless mini sport, nice and quiet, and I think the battery's going to last a long time on this, since it is brushless and it's so light, and there's not any this version doesn't come with any camera or anything. I think it does have a plug-in for a camera, so you can put a camera on there if you want, but that will lessen your flight time a little bit. Would have been neat if we could do some flips. I still can't figure out, some of the buttons on here are non-functional. Wow, okay, so it actually does have, looks like it does have a return to home feature. So I'm going to fly out here, and I'm going to press down on this top left button here. Pressing down, and it is coming back. So that's good. So it does have, okay, so it does have a headless and return to home function. I did not know that. That's great. I guess I missed that in the manual or something. So it looks like it's pretty spot on. It is flying straight out for me. I'm using the headless function right now, and I'm pushing up on the stick, and it's pretty good. It's flying straight out, and pulling down is flying straight back. Right is right, left is right, left is left when I'm in that headless mode. So I'm going to turn that off. Turning that off will be down on that same button. Let's go ahead and do a little range test here real quick. So I'm going to go fly out and see how our range is. I'm just going to fly out to the other side of the park. I don't want to go any further than that because, you know, just don't want to get lost. So I'm like about 200 feet now. Alright, so definitely can go 200 feet. Oh. And it just dropped out of the sky. Okay, so not sure what that was. Battery door popped open. And it looks like this landing gear got a little bent here. So let's try and fix that. And then relaunch. Okay, so I'm not really sure why it lost connection when I was coming back, but it did hit the ground super duper hard, and you guys could see that in the video how hard it hit the ground. So, and you know what, the only thing that happened was the landing gear popped out and it kind of bent one of the tabs here, and that was it. So this thing is going to be really durable for somebody that wants a sport flyer, and you don't really have to worry about crashing too much. Props are all fine, arms are fine, landing gear was fine. I just bent the tab back in and it seems perfect. So let's see if it still works. So you can see that if we do arm it and then don't launch, it will disarm itself after what seemed like about maybe 10 seconds. So that's a good safety precaution. Okay, let's see how it flies after that pretty hard crash. Alright, still fine. So let's do some funnels. So pretty awesome on the funnels. Man, that pitch is insane. Looks like sometimes it actually hits a 90 degree when you first nail it. Or when you're making a hard turn. It will hit about a 90 degree, so careful with that. No blinking yet on the lights. And this thing is amazing to fly. So keep it in low rate if you're a beginner, but man, when you get good, this is like a super acrobatic quad without the flips, with incredible battery life. You can see that it's got such a high pitch. You can stop on a dime, but it does get a little wishy-washy, so be careful with that. But I don't know what wouldn't. You could almost race this thing. I do wish the yaw was a little faster response. You've got to kind of anticipate that yaw delay. So that's one improvement I think they could make the yaw instant. But this thing is so fun. A little bit tough with the orientation, even though the front props are blue. I'm even losing track until I figure out which way it's going sometimes when it gets a little further away. So would have been nice if they could have made these lights a little brighter and shine through the arms. Woo! So fun. Man, this thing gains altitude like crazy. Right there, that instantaneous acceleration. And I'm fully dropping. I fully had the throttle down and it won't flip over, so that's good. Keeps the prop spinning a little bit to prevent that. Sometimes it looks like the LEDs are blinking because it's so hard to see them. Yeah, they're okay still. They kind of come into the view briefly, so it looks like they're blinking, but they're not. Woo! Man, this thing is fun. Okay, I'm going to try to shoot it up again. And this battery is almost spent already. So I'm already at about 200 feet, 300 feet. So that's already at 400 feet about right there. I don't know, fully down on the accelerator. And it's just falling straight down. Nice and easy. Okay, so right there, it just shut off. So it will shut off if you do that, and it will hit the ground. So hopefully I didn't break anything, but that's what testing these things are all about. Okay, so after that seemingly endless drop into connection loss, there's nothing wrong with it. That thing dropped from 300-400 feet into the grass. Be it grass, I mean grass is soft, but look at that. Not even a scratch, really. Nothing there. Motors are okay. All the propellers are fine. It looked like this motor went straight into the ground, so there's a little dirt on top, little mud on top, but nothing is wrong with it. Amazing. That thing fell from 300 to 400 feet. Complete throttle cut. So you guys just probably gonna want to be careful with that. If you do fly this, go high. Don't completely cut the throttle for long periods of time, or it may just maybe think you're done and disarm the props and fall down. So keep some throttle on there. But wow, that's amazing. I mean, no damage whatsoever. Incredible. These guys have a great product here. Okay, so just to demonstrate how it won't arm again after a crash. So everything's still on. I'm gonna go ahead and try to arm it. You hear that? We hear 3 beeps and nothing's gonna happen. So won't arm until you shut everything down and plug in again. After that 300 to 400 foot crash, turning on controller. And let's see if it arms. Yep. And if you want to disarm, go ahead and just pull both sticks to the bottom left and right, and it gives you 2 beeps and it disarms. There we go. All right, let's see how it flies after that crash. Okay, so we're getting looks like the battery is dead, so that may have been why it crashed. The battery just died. Let's go ahead and disarm motors. Okay, so I think that's what it was. I think the low level light probably hit when I was up there, since I've been flying for so long. And then as I was coming down, it just went into its low voltage cutoff. But at least you guys could see how incredibly durable this thing is. So far, super impressed with this. Amazing. And the headless and the return to home seem to work good. But let's go ahead and take this thing back to the bench. I'm not going to do a house flight with this thing because it is so powerful and it is brushless. And it could be dangerous in the house. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this back to the bench. I think you guys saw like pretty much everything this thing can do. And let's go get it back to the bench and do kind of a final pros and cons, get the flight times on it. I'll talk about the flight times and talk about kind of just the final on what I thought about it. All right.